Hi, my name is Sally and I am one of the makeup artists working with Look Fabulous Forever, which is makeup and skincare specifically for older faces. So today I'm going to do something very exciting. I'm basing my look on a very special lady, a British actress called Sarah Lancashire. And Sarah recently won 2 awards at the National Television Awards in London at the O2 Arena. So the awards she won were for, well, it was the Special Recognition Award and also the Drama Performance Award. And these were for her incredible performance in Happy Valley. So I don't know whether you saw her at the awards ceremony, but she looked really beautiful. She looked flawless. Her skin was sort of dewy, and I'm going to really try today to recreate her look based on how she was on that evening using Look Fabulous Forever's makeup. So get yourself a cup of tea, sit down, enjoy, relax, and I look forward to trying to recreate this face into her beautiful face. First of all, the most important thing when you are going to an award ceremony, which obviously I do every day, is to make sure that your skin is in tip-top condition. And this is something that I do if I'm going to be going and doing something special. The day before, I will always just treat my skin, and I use the Gentle Face Exfoliator followed by the hydrating clay mask. Wash those off, and that instantly makes my skin much smoother. It takes away all the dead skin cells that you sometimes accumulate and the dried oils, so that when you apply your makeup the next day, it looks a little bit more flawless than normal. So that's what I did last night. This morning, as you can see, I have no makeup on at all, but what I've already done is I've cleansed my face and I've used my Hydration Hold face serum then I've put my day cream on. And I've let that sink in whilst getting myself ready to go. So here we go. I'm going to put some clips in and get going. The other thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to put on a little bit of my moisturising lip balm, which just means that by the time I get to the lip stage of my makeup, my lips will stay nice and hydrated, and I can just remove the residue before I do my lipstick. Right, so I'm going to an award ceremony. I want my makeup to stay on underneath the lights, underneath the emotion and the excitement. So I am going to use, first of all, Smooth Like Silk Face Prime. And this is an essential primer for me. I'm just going to take a couple of pumps on my hand and put this all over my face. And this will get rid of, it's like, oh, I love it. It instantly blurs any fine lines and open pores that I have. But it also then means that when I put my foundation on, it just glides on. And it means also that my foundation will last all night at my ceremony, all day, all night. So that's my face prime. So to try and create the flawless look that Sarah had, I'm going to use Continuous Cover foundation in shade 02, but I'm going to mix it with just a little bit of Light Look Beauty Balm in shade 1 to give it that little bit more luminescence, which is what she had, and just make it a little bit more glowy. So I'm going to mix the two on my hand, a couple of pumps of the foundation, and then I'm going to take my beauty balm and just put a little bit, you can see I've just put a little bit of that on. And now, the magic touch, I'm also going to add a little bit more primer into my mix. So I've got a little mix on my hand of those 3 products. If you've tried this trick and you find it works, please let us know below, because for me, I love mixing the 3 together. Now I'm going to use my foundation brush number 10, which is this is the slightly firmer brush because I want the airbrush look. And I am just mixing my products together on my hand. And now I am just going to apply with the brush. And the beauty of this brush is that because it's got slightly stiffer bristles, you can really brush the products and stipple and buff so that it looks really, really, well, hopefully airbrushed, really easy to use. If you've got the right colour, you shouldn't need to go down the neck, but because I'm going to be wearing my hair up, I'm going to make sure that I bring it to my ears properly. Don't forget all the nooks and crannies around your nose. The more flawless the effect that you want, the more you need to buff. Just keep on buffing. I don't know if any of you watched Happy Valley and saw her acting, but yeah, she just creates the most believable characters. It's such a skill. Okay, so that is my base done. What I'm going to do now is just to help my base a little bit with some concealer. So I'm going to use my beautiful Cover to Cover concealer in shade 02, and I'm going to take my concealer brush number 4, and I'm going to try and make myself look a little bit less tired. So I've got some dark circles here. It was very hot last night and I didn't get a lot of sleep, so I'm just putting in where it's a bit bluey a bit of concealer and just tapping it with my ring finger. And now I'm going to put a little bit, you can see the dark circles that I've got. I'm going to try and just with my concealer brush stipple out that area. Not too much product, and I'm tapping with the warmth of my finger just to blend it into my foundation and so it doesn't sit in any fine lines. Now I've got some other little areas that I always conceal. So I've got a little sort of area here of pigmentation, a little bit up here. It's great. It's kind of like using Tipp-Ex for the face. I love it. Now because it's quite warm today, and because I'm going to be under the lights at the O2 Arena in London, getting my awards, making my speeches, I need to set this. And I don't want to look cakey. I don't want to look over powdered, but I want it to stay in place all day, all night. So I'm going to use our translucent powder, this one here. And I'm going to, first of all, take my eyeshadow brush, number 7, to just go over the areas where I specifically put concealer. That will just set it in place. And because it's so fine, it doesn't sit in the fine lines, which I definitely have, just where I've put a bit of extra help. And then I'm going to take my big powder brush and do a general sweep. And it just makes your skin sort of blurred and flawless. And it sets it and holds it in place, even if it's going to be hot. I really do like this powder because it's so fine and silk-like. I'm also going to put a tiny bit of this just here and here, just to catch any spillage from my eye makeup. So I've now created, hopefully, a smooth canvas on which I'm going to paint a fairly natural picture. I'm going to start on my eye makeup now. And the first thing I'm going to use is Smooth Out Eye Prime. And this, again, will help to keep my eyeshadow on all night. I'm using the smallest amount, the tiniest amount. And I'm using, again, another concealer brush. You can use the same one or your fingers, but I quite like to use a concealer brush, again, number 4, just to put this over my lids. And this will get rid of all the little veins and the discoloration that I have on my eyelids, so that when I put my eyeshadow on, it will go on as a true colour and it will not crease. And while I'm in primer mode, I'm going to get my Never Feather Lip Prime, this product, which will stop my lipstick from bleeding as I'm kissing everybody. I might be. So I'm going to just put that, you saw I put that just on the outer edge of my lips, not all over. And that gives it time to dry before we get to lipstick stage. And now I'm going to apply my eye makeup. So I'm going to use a mixture. Sarah's eyes she had quite strong lashes and quite a lot sort of just on the top. So, and they sort of looked as though they were neutrally brown. So I'm going to start by using the Warm Brown Trio, which is this one. And I am going to use again, my eyeshadow brush number 7. I'm going to start off by just sweeping the top colour, which is cream, this one, all over my lid, just to create a bit of a base. Very natural colour. These are all matte shades in this particular range. I am going to use a little bit of shimmer later, but I'll do that later. But I'm starting off all over the lid with beautiful matte shades, which are really forgiving to older eyes. Okay, I'm now going to take my brush number 9, which is the smaller of the two eyeshadow brushes, and I am going to use Cocoa, which is the middle colour, just above my socket line and down. If you struggle doing that, a little tip is to take some eyelash curlers and hold them here and then do it like so. And then you can just get a nice sort of slight curve. Or you can even take a cotton pad and do the same. Just do it like that so that you have a sort of a bit of a template. So I'm just bringing it just a bit higher and I'm coming down. Now I need to do the other side, try and match it up. Now I'm going to go back with the first brush, which is brush number 7, and I'm going to blend. And I'm blending it quite firmly out to in, just to soften that look. So you've still got the shape that you created, but little short, firm brush strokes in exactly the same place so that it doesn't move all over your eye, but it just melts it and it makes it look less obvious. So I'm going to now add a different colour. I'm going to add in taupe. Taupe is a little bit more of a grey brown, and I'm just going to put that on top of the cocoa just to change the effect and make it look a little bit more sort of smoky grey brown than really warm brown, just to try and recreate the look that Sarah had. So again, blending. And now I'm going to use the tiniest amount of the darkest colour, which is chocolate, this one. Just a sweep of chocolate just on that outer corner here and here. And then just what's left on the brush, I'm just bringing it up too, just to add a little bit more drama. As I'm collecting the drama award, I want to be a tiny bit more dramatic, and then blend. Such a nice blender brush. Always looks strange at this point. When you get to this point in your eyeshadow and you haven't got eyeliner, mascara, brows, you'll look a bit weird. Don't panic. Don't panic at this point. Stick with it. I'm now going to use some eyeliner. Sarah, it's quite hard to see exactly what colour, but it looks like a blacky brown that she had on the top, slightly winging up. So I am actually going to start off using a little bit of soft grey, and then I'm going to go over that just on the top with the dark brown eyeliner. So this is our lovely soft eyeliner. So I'm going to, a little bit of grey, just on the top, and then on this side. And now I'm going in with the dark brown. I use the grey underneath just to give that a little bit of extra help. Don't need to do that, but I thought I'd try and see what happens. So now I'm going to go in with the lovely dark brown shade of soft eyeliner and go over that a little bit thicker. These are so soft. So you can see that's a little bit stronger. It's kind of a cross between a brown and a black now. Black can be quite harsh on an older eye, but a sort of a dark brown mixed with grey is a little bit softer. So try if you can when you're using eyeliner to get right to the base of the lashes. Think to yourself, I'm drawing on the lashes. So underneath I am going to put, not quite, doesn't look like she had quite such a dark colour underneath. I'm going to use warm taupe. to create a little bit of line effect, but not too much. Now, I need to add a little bit of extra help to the top one. So I'm going to do something which I love to do, which is I'm going to take my wedge brush, number 8, and I'm going to take the chocolate, the dark one from my warm browns, take the wedge brush, and I am going to go over the eyeliner, and then I'm going to wing it up slightly, just slightly, like that, because that's the look that Sarah had. Her eyes look beautiful. What I'm going to do now is to use the same wedge brush and a little bit of the taupe eyeshadow just to set the bottom warm taupe. So I'm using taupe, same brush, and just going underneath just to soften that line again and to set it. Now what I'm going to do is to add a little bit of shimmer to the effect. And I'm going to use our beautiful Sheer Brilliance lid colour in Golden Mist. So it is quite shimmery, but I'm going to use it on my inner V, inner corner, a little bit underneath as well. It's quite a sticky kind of product, so you don't need very much. And what I like to do is just to take a cotton bud when I've used it and just sort of dab it a little bit, and it will sort of dry. Very pretty. You can always add a little bit more, but start with less and then just build it up if you want a bit more. But she definitely had a little bit of pretty kind of shimmer in that part of her eye, just to sort of brightens the eye a little bit, makes it pop. Now I am going to curl my eyelashes. Eyelashes are a big part of Sarah's look here, so I'm going to do the best I can. Eyelash curlers, I'm going to hold them for about 10 seconds, slightly blinking down as I'm squeezing. Oh, look, the difference there. That's made a difference. So if you've never tried eyelash curlers, it's just, they look scarier than they are. Just doing it very gently to start with, but they can make such a difference. Now I am going to take some Lithe Lash Mascara, black waterproof. It's got to be waterproof for an award ceremony. And I'm going to really take my time, if I can, doing this, wiggling it through to get right to the base of the lashes, which will help my eyeliner look even thicker, my lashes look thicker. I'm going to do a couple of layers to create the look that Sarah had, and I'm sort of blinking. You can see I'm blinking onto it. Now I don't usually put lots of mascara on the bottom, but Sarah has got a fair amount on her bottom lashes. So I am going to try and do that. I'm doing it downward. You can do it like that. I don't want to crisscross them too much, so I'm going to try and just stroke it on. I might sort of do that for the outer ones. More on the top, sweep, sweep, sweep. So just dust away that powder. Okay, now we are going to do a little bit of highlighting. I'm going to take one of my favourite products, Instant Bright Highlight, and I'm going to put this just underneath the highest part of my brow, here and here. Use your finger, or you can use your concealer brush. And while I've got it, I'm going to do a little bit of highlighting. Sarah has got beautiful sort of highlighted cheeks, so I'm going to just put it onto the top of my cheekbone and dab it in. I'm going to do a stripe down my nose, and I'm going to just get rid of my little frown lines. Oh, pop it in there, a little bit on top of my brows as well, so that when you turn, you've got that little bit of glowy dewiness without it looking scarily shimmery and obviously shimmery. It's such a, you can sort of do it in a C shape if you like, just around here. And you can add a bit more to where you've got the gold. I quite like it here as well, a little bit in that inner V. Now I'm going to put a little bit of Bring Back Brow. Sarah's brows weren't really dark. She's got beautiful blonde hair. So I'm going to use Bring Back Brow Shape in Blonde. This one. And I'm going to take my spoolie brush and just groom my brows a little bit. I'm just going to lengthen my brows a bit because I've lost the last sort of ½ centimetre. So just using feathery strokes, fill in any gaps, and it's waterproof so it won't move. Really good if you're hot, if you're under the light at an award ceremony or anywhere. So bring back brow. Now we need a little bit of colour, not too much on the face. I'm going to use the beautiful peach cream blusher. Sarah's got it sort of just here, not too far in, and here. Because it's so warm, it's actually almost melted. So it's going on really easily, it's gliding on. I like to put it on with my fingers, very natural look. And then I'm going to take my blusher brush, number 2, and just sweep it a little bit. Now what I'm going to do is just to remove the residue of lip balm that I had. Most of that has sunk in anyway, but it means that my lips are nice and moist, ready to do the lipstick application. And I'm going to use Soft Fig lip liner. Sarah has got the most beautiful shaped lips. So I've gone the outline and now I'm going to fill in. This is a little bit pinkier than I would normally wear, but I'm trying to create a sort of a pinky peachy nude. So hopefully you'll see what I'm doing in a minute. So I've filled it in, but now I am going to use a nude colour that I love, which is called Tawny Beige. This one in my lustrous lipstick range. So I'm going to apply this with my lip brush, number 5. And although it's peachy, because I've got the slightly pinkier lip liner underneath, it'll hopefully make a similar shade to the one that Sarah was wearing. Just a sort of pinky nude colour. And what I'm going to do now is blot a thin layer of tissue. Do that. I'm going to get a little bit of powder and powder as well. And then I'm going to put a second layer on, but this time I'm actually going to put a little bit more lip liner first too. Double whammy of everything tonight. And now a little bit more of my lipstick. Whoever I kiss, it's going to stay on my lips, hopefully. And then finally, Sarah has a beautiful, it looks like it's very slightly darker. She's kind of gone under with the lip line. So I'm going to put, or her makeup artist has, a little bit more. You can see it's just a little bit more defining. And now I'm going to take my clips out. I'm going to put my earrings. Sarah had some beautiful sort of drop earrings. So I've got some that are similar. They're not quite the same, but hopefully the effect will be similar. And now I'm going to get changed. I'll be back in a moment. So we've finished the hair. Trying to get the hair similar. Got my necklace on, my earrings and my black jacket. And I am now ready to go to the National Television Awards to collect my 2 awards. So thank you for the inspiration, Sarah. You are totally inspirational as an actress and you look beautiful. And I hope that you have all enjoyed today's fun celebrity look and you enjoyed your cup of tea. And we would love to hear your comments. What would you do, especially, what sort of makeup would you do if you were going to an award ceremony? Do write that down in the comments below. And I hope you've really enjoyed today. And I really look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks ever so much. Bye-bye.